All right. So this is going to be interesting. Just going to warn you. I'm Dr. Whitney. This is Wellness Wednesday. I am a hot mess because I am at home with a sick child today. It's okay, bud. As the post says, I actually am going to put up spin on this because I think it's a fantastic topic for Wellness Wednesday for various reasons. Namely, my little guy came home from daycare yesterday afternoon with a fever, which means he can't go back to daycare until he's been fever-free for 24 hours without fever-reducing medication. So, got him down for a nap at 11. That was enough time for me to finish up some stuff in the kitchen, take a shower, which is why my hair is all wet. And of course, as I set everything out that I wanted to do with my show and tell and got all settled in, he woke up. And so now he's nursing. So this is the other important thing when you've got a little one that at least is still nursing. Breast milk is amazing. There's tons of immune support in them. What is the technical term? The globulins. Basically, their saliva gives a feedback to our bodies to tell our bodies to kick up whatever needs to be kicked up a notch to help them fight their bugs. So I've taken extra cod liver oil today and probiotics myself, as well as I'm still obviously eating clean because I'm doing the 21-day sugar detox. And yeah, the computer's running low, so we have the cord here too. Thank you for your hand there, buddy. So I have joined quite a few online wellness groups through Facebook just to get an idea of what people are talking about. What do people want to know about or need to know about? What are people asking? What are the questions? What are the trends? Just to make sure that I'm still, talking about stuff that people want to hear about. So for this today, it is absolutely perfect because all I've been seeing for the last few days from this Wellness Mama group that I joined, her private group, is just an endless list of parents posting, what do I do? This is my first child. It's his first fever and I don't know what to do. Should I take him to the doctor? What is this skin rash? My kid's been coughing. What do you do for natural stuff? And to be honest, and I'm just going to preface this, I'm kind of shocked because if you've got a kid and it's especially your first baby and you don't know what you're doing and you want some help, why are you asking a blog mommies group? Like, she's not a doctor. She's not going to respond to you. It's just other people. So why would you trust just random other people giving you medical advice instead of an actual doctor? I mean, especially if you want a natural doctor, then natural answers, then ask a natural doctor. So that's what I hope for today's video. So, okay, we'll just get right into this. So first thing, because he just turned 1, he's just getting big enough for some child remedies, but overall there's not a lot in the realm of infant medicine in terms of cough and cold, and if there is, it's usually full of sugar, which is, I will say, the number one thing I have had to say at least a dozen times in the last week. Do not consume sugar when you're sick. So when you have a sore throat, that means don't drink pineapple juice. Somebody else asked for advice about a sore throat, and I can't even tell you the number of people that commented on her post and told her to drink pineapple juice. Really? Why? It's full of added sugar. Sugar feeds the bug, okay? And one of the number one things you do to have to kill a bug, a bacteria, is cut out its food source, which is sugar and simple carbs. So if it's the enzymes that you're after in the pineapple, like when people take papaya extract as a digestive aid, digestive enzyme, that's one thing. Then take the extract, if that's what you're after to break down mucus and scavenge inflammation and stuff like that. But don't do sugar, okay? So I'm already keeping sugar out of my diet, but little ones, a year or under, depending on how many solids they're eating, what kind of solids they're eating. If you can, obviously, still give them breast milk, but to help with their symptomatic stuff. So he got up and was kind of chesty yesterday. So the first thing I used is my Lusa Children's Chest Rub. So I put this on his back and front, olive oil, castor oil, beeswax, essential oils of cypress, pine, and fir, all organic. And this is great because this is from Viroqua. So this is like, local in the closest sense in Wisconsin, and that what's that valley called? But it's where Organic Valley, all their products are from. The next thing, when I found out he had a fever, when he came home, was the first thing I did was gave him this. So Highlands Cell Salts. This is Ferrum Phos, number 4, 6X. You can see the first thing there is fever, minor swelling, and cold. Those are generic uses. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I'm a little more in depth. I have this book. You can get this and use it yourself. I tell patients this all the time. So there's 12 cell salts. Basically, they are the 12 mineral combinations that make up all of our cells in our body. I know, honey, it's okay. And anytime there is one of the 12 out of balance, it means that those cells that rely on that are not going to be able to function at their optimal potential. So we don't do fever reducing medications. We do things that help facilitate the fever. So in this case, Ferrum Phos is a homeopathic remedy that helps the body be more efficient with the fever. You want there to be a fever. Fevers are actually really good for the body. That means that your body is fighting a bug. And there's his icky cough. So up to a certain point, and honestly, you can get really high with that. I have shared in the past my experience with my other son who had a febrile seizure this spring, and his fever was only around 103.2. But the doctor in the emergency room even told us that they've had kids come in who were given fever reducing medications and still had a seizure. So what they're seeing is that, contrary to kind of what we're taught in a general sense, high fever is not the only cause for a febrile seizure. They're seeing more and more kids have febrile seizures at lower temperatures and even on fever reducing meds. So we've let our fevers run to about 103.5, almost to 104. Seems like before they peak and go down. I have done some research and read that even at 107 and 108, the kind of brain damage that is what people say happens is very, very rare. So it's really hard to actually be hurt by a fever. Yes, was it scary? I was absolutely terrified. We called 911, an ambulance came. My son didn't have a seizure in the classical sense. He went catatonic. His eyes just stared off into space. There was lifeless, nothing there. He didn't move at all. He didn't respond. He turned blue and gray. It was probably the scariest moment of my life. So we're very cautious with our fevers, and even knowing that, we still do our natural medicine. So number 4 for that, and then these are the other ones that I've added. Number 2, calc phos. Number 3, calc sulf. Number 5, kali-mur. And number 7, kali-sulf. Now, these are all Highlands. They're all number 6, and for him, I'm doing 2 tablets in his mouth every couple hours, as well as I put some tablets in his water bottle, which he drinks throughout the day. So why did I choose those particular salts? It's in the book. It tells you each salt in particular what their uses are. So you can go by this. You can read through and see which of the 12 are most appropriate, or you can go by symptoms. So if you wanted to look up, this is called a repertory, keynotes, basically like symptoms, trying to get a picture. So here, coughs. What kind of cough? In children. In general, we use kali-mur. Let's see what other kinds. There's convulsive, croupy, dry, hoarse. Is worse in the evening? Is it hacking? Is it dry? Is it hard? I mean, there's 3 pages of this. So it tells you based on that which specific cell salts to use too. So for him, we did number 2 because number 2 is just good in terms of everything. So 2 is like an amplifier for all the other ones. So even when other cell salts are indicated, we use number 2 to, where is the actual wording? I want to read this because I've always liked this. Run down children. I know, honey, it's okay. Oh, where does it say? Oh, for Pete's sakes, I'm mental right now. I can't read it. But basically it says even when another cell salt is indicated, this one will help the action of that other one work better. Oh, here it is. This remedy is often advisable because it can intensify the actions of other salts. Regardless of that, this restores tone to weaken organs and tissues. It's really used a lot for kids for all manner of stuff. So I always usually end up adding that one in. And that one's the one we've seemed to use the most with our kids. It's for teething, it's for gas, it's for growth cramps, spasms, cramping from growing pains we've had also, and used this one with success. Number 3, Calc Sulf. This one I chose because it is an eliminator of waste material, considered a great blood purifier and healer, helps the liver with the removal of waste products from the bloodstream. Third stage of catarrh, bronchitis, lung disease, et cetera, purifying, cleansing throughout the body. So because he's got something chesty going on, we're using that one. Number 4, in general, for inflammation and for the fever. Number 5, Calimere. This one was, where's the, helpful in treating severe inflammation, helping to destroy waste material when the body is fighting off a fever or infection. It's a building agent. Give this remedy to aid in the process of rebuilding health. Helps to develop new vitality and energy. For any sluggish condition, basically throat, eustachian tube are the organs most influenced by Calimere. So because he seems like he might have a sore throat when he coughs, he cries. I like the addition of that one as well. And then number 7, Calisulf. Beneficial effect on the respiration of the body. Works with number 4 to help blood carry oxygen to the cells. Aids in all conditions of the lungs, sinuses, and the bronchi. Known as the anti-friction salt, acts as a lubrication of parts. Use this in the late stages of inflammation. So this one is also, I think that was it. Okay, so those are the reasons why we're using those. Again, cell salts are homeopathic, which means they are super dilute substances. In fact, chemically, physically, there is nothing there. So very, very safe, no side effects, no drug interactions. I use these. I go buck wild with these with my kids when they're under 1. And they like them. So I hand them out in my hand and they will take them themselves. They're very good with them. So those were the first things we did. And then when he actually developed his cough yesterday, when he first came home, we did this, which is one that I found surprisingly at Walmart, Mommy's Bliss Organic Cough Syrup with mucus relief. I like these products. None of them have any refined sugar in them. It's all good ingredients. This one actually also has some organic elderberry in it, and it's sweetened with organic agave. At nighttime, we use this one. And the reason I actually like these, besides the organic and the good sweeteners, is that you can use them for under 4 months, 4 to 12 months, 1 to 4 years, and 4+ years. So before I found those products, I was just using the Zarbee's line, which I also found at Walmart. This is Zarbee's Baby. And like I said, my baby is not a baby anymore. He just turned 1. But this is complete cough syrup and immune with thyme and elderberry, soothes coughs associated with hoarseness, dry throat, and irritants. So that's the baby version, because Zarbee's uses a lot of honey for their sweeteners, but they don't put them in the baby products for under 1. So we're using up the baby stuff, because then we're going to move into the children's, because technically he could take this right now 12 months to 4 years, and then 4 years and up. So this is the regular children's cough syrup with dark honey. So that's why there's honey in these. That one's more for the hoarseness and dry throat, which he definitely has something rattling in here. So once we run out of the baby Zarbee's and these ones, then I will use up these, because I had a big stockpile. So these are the Zarbee's Kids ones for cough syrup with mucus. And the mucus stuff is, they use ivy leaf for that, English ivy leaf extract. I'm not in love with the nighttime one, because it actually has melatonin in that, and I didn't see that before I bought it, whereas this one does not use melatonin, it uses herbs, which I like better. I don't like giving melatonin if they don't really need it. The other thing I did right away was got the diffusers going. I used to use a lot of Young Living oils, but I'm not going to lie, they're pricey. And when you've got 2 kids and multiple individuals sick in the house and 3 diffusers going at all times, you start to invest in essential oil bottles that are this size. So 100 milliliters, this is Plant Therapy's version of Thieves, basically. So I've got this going. I also have this one going, Immune Aid, which has a lot of the same stuff in it, but it also has frankincense, tea tree, and sweet orange. And that's a little different than the Germ Fighter, which is lemon, clove bud, eucalyptus, cinnamon, and rosemary. And there's a couple of those in there too. And then the last one, because you are so chesty, is the Respirade. So this is similar to RC from Young Living. Eucalyptus, pine, peppermint, lavender, spruce, cypress, marjoram. I don't really care where you get your essential oils from. Some people are diehard doTERRA, other people are diehard Young Living. I've heard people now get into Rocky Mountain oils and a couple other ones. I'll be honest, I just found these on Amazon because again, we were going through, like, we needed bulk oil. And from what I read on multiple different sites, Plant Therapy in comparative in comparisons to some of these other big companies were just as good, and a lot of their oils are actually organic, which I like. These blends aren't, but I bought a couple of the singles, like the lavender and the frankincense, because I'll be honest, I got my frankincense as a promotional gift from Young Living, and it was like $80 for the bottle, a 15 ml bottle, and I finally used it up after like 5 years because I was just rationing it out so slowly. And I want to say Plant Therapy's organic frankincense in like a 30 ml bottle was like $30 maybe. So honestly, I'm just not going to get into that part of it. If you've got oils and they work for you, you know, great. We're not ingesting them. These are only in diffusers. So we've got 3 diffusers going, one in the living room, one in their room, one in my room. In his room, I also have the humidifier going, a cool mist humidifier, and the molecule air purifier, which has special technology in it that actually will kill bacteria and viruses. So I have all this going for him right now, and you're actually being really pretty decent right now. This is okay. I was worried. Oh, Bella, I know, I see the kitty. So I think that's everything that we're doing. So I started with the chest rub, moved into the cell salts, got out the homeopathic and botanical cough syrups, and we always have the oils and the humidifier and the air purifier going, and then, oh, there's a bit of a cough. I haven't had to use these, I know that's a big cough, these yet, but these are also another one that I've had for my other son, Highland's Baby Tiny Cold Tablets, and they make big kid versions of these too. In fact, we just got one that was the big kid's allergy version because he just had a runny nose and eyes the other day. Let's see, what else? Well hydrated, obviously, keep giving him water, keep giving him breast milk, lots of cuddles, lots of rest, and I think that's really everything that we're doing. On the note of sugar and medicine, I came across, it keeps coming up in my feed because it's a new product. Goli, it was on Ellen recently, and that's part of their big commercial. And if you're an adult and you're looking for something to help boost your immunity this winter, and I know a lot of people are already doing their probiotics and their cod liver oil, like I talk about all the time, and doing elderberry syrup, and especially if it's someone who's local and making it and it's organic, that's great. But this product is being promoted as helping with digestion, detoxifying, in your immune system, because basically it's apple cider vinegar. And the whole spiel is that take your apple cider vinegar without the horrible taste. Okay, so if you actually look at the label of the product, there's only 500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar and there's 1 gram of sugar, which means that there's double the amount of sugar than apple cider vinegar, okay? And in the ingredients list, they list apple cider vinegar first, and then 2 or 3 ingredients later, they say tapioca syrup and cane sugar. both of which are organic, of course. But that doesn't matter because tapioca syrup and cane sugar, and no matter what form they are, or regardless of if they're organic, are refined sweeteners, and they're going to be inflammatory. They are going to cause more harm than good in your body. And it's just a company that's picking a cheap sweetener, okay? If they really cared about making a quality product, they would use honey or they would use stevia. I'm so tired of people who are trying to make good, educated choices about products, health products, to supplement their health and their immune system, ending up scammed by these companies because they promote these wonderful non-GMO organic, like doesn't contain 15 allergen type products, and then it's full of cane sugar. So if they would have chosen one sweetener instead of two, and this is the sneaky part on the ingredient label, sugar would have been the first ingredient in this product because there's 1 gram of sugar and 500 milligrams of the active ingredient, which is the apple cider vinegar. So if they had only chosen to sweeten the product with cane sugar or with tapioca syrup, it would have been first on the ingredient list. And I think that that's very telling and very sneaky. I've seen it in fish oil. I'm sorry, what's going on here? I've seen it in fish oil gummies too for kids and adults, that there's a lot of cane sugar in them, and in probiotic gummies too. I was happy to see that Nordic Naturals, finally, I found one of their gummy versions used a blend of stevia or erythritol. But just watch for that, because you might be getting a fraction of what you think you're getting. That's really, again, you're taking more bad stuff than good. So, you know, if you're getting not even 100 milligrams of fish oil and a gram of sugar, I mean, think about that. You could just take the teaspoon of cod liver oil that's flavored and not that bad and get, you know, a gram of fish oil or your good omega-3s and not have all of the added sugar. So the other thing I want to say is if you are a person who likes to take apple cider vinegar, there's other ways you can make it more palatable. So one thing I do, at least when I'm sick, is I take a cup of hot water, squeeze in half the juice of a lemon, put in my shot of apple cider vinegar, and then put in like a little bit of honey, in like a teaspoon to a tablespoon, depending on if you've got a sore throat or if you're actually sick or you're just taking it to sweeten it up. But honey is naturally antimicrobial. It has good benefits. So if you buy local, raw, organic honey, not the stuff from China in the teddy bear plastic bottle, that's crap. But the good stuff. And you can even put in cinnamon in it too. You can make that stuff taste really good and sip on it as like your own kind of tea. In fact, sometimes I've even done it where it's lemon herbal tea, and I'll put my apple cider vinegar in that. So that is my spiel, I guess, for today. My PSA for people: I know it's getting to be winter. It is snowing here today. It's beautiful, but it's messy. And people are getting sick. Our neighbors had puking kids. There was kids at daycare out. And it's going around, but don't get sucked into these products that have sugar in them, because it will prolong the illness. So it's doing more harm than good. And check the products that you have. If your kids have chewies or gummies or powdered stuff, look at the ingredients. Make sure there's not cane sugar in there, because that's just feeding the bug. And vitamin C and zinc, I have said it before in other videos, they do not prevent cold and flu symptoms, okay? They have been studied even by Mayo Clinic. And at the onset of symptoms, if you take vitamin C and zinc, it only shortens the duration of your symptoms by about a day or two, okay? So don't guzzle airborne all winter long and think that you're preventing the cold or flu that's going around. If anything, take vitamin D. That has been proven to prevent the flu, because vitamin D actually does build up your immune system. It has nothing to do with symptoms. Vitamin C and zinc, more symptomatic stuff. So I think that's a good enough update for today. Hopefully you find this helpful, or you have a group or a friend or a family member who has a little one that you can share this with. Like I said, I wish I could just I should just have like a Word document and type this all out, and copy and paste it, because I've literally typed this exact information in responses to probably a couple dozen different posts asking for help with their kids, with their fevers and their coughs and their colds and their skin issues and everything else. And if I haven't already said it a million times, know what your food intolerances are, because if anything, when you are sick, you want your body working as well as it can. And if it's bogged down and the pipes are clogged because you're eating foods that are incompatible with your body, then everything else isn't going to work as good. Oh, bud. So on that note, I will leave you. And I thought it's a little different. Ouch, don't bite. A little different today to do this with the boogie, but he was part of the talk, and I didn't want to cancel it just because I was home with him, because I just did that a few weeks ago with my other sick kid. So this is the reality. This is Dr. Mom on the job doing natural stuff and juggling kids and work and putting my super expensive education to good use, right? Okay. So share this with people, please. I want people to know about better alternatives to products and get products that are worth their money, that will help them actually get better and fight cold and flu symptoms. And just remember, rest, hydration, clean eating. Those are the fundamentals first and foremost. So I will leave you with that. Branson says goodbye. We're going to go back and rest and have some more milk and see if he can sleep longer than an hour, because I know he needs it. Okay, everybody stay safe today. I know it's snowy in southern Wisconsin, and we'll see you all next Wednesday. Can you say bye, Brian? Can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. We'll see you guys later. Have a good afternoon.